Okay, welcome. Please, if you can hear me, can you? Okay, welcome, Joshua. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I remain your coach, Lauren Jr. Please, if you can hear me, can you drop a comment? Can you drop a comment in the live section, in the live chat? Please, can you drop a comment if you can hear me very well? Okay, welcome, Favor Diogo. Welcome, Joshua. Who else? If you can hear me, please, can you just drop a comment? Okay, Favor, you can hear me. That's good. That's beautiful. Okay, our professor is here. Welcome, Sir David. I don't know if you can hear me. Welcome, sir.
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much, Lawrence.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir. Sir, I think without wasting much time, you can kick off. You can start.
Okay, first off, let me quickly apologize. I love visual teaching, right? But it's it's looking like I may not be able to show up with my face on the screen this night. Okay, so let me just apologize for that on behalf of myself and the rest of the family.
Hold on.
Okay, now I want us to really um bring ourselves back to whatever we're going to be discussing this evening, right? Thank you, Favor. Thank you, Favor, for the welcome. Thank you, JJ. I see you, JJ. I see you, Uche Princess, and I see you, Egu Joshua. Okay, welcome everybody. Now, tonight I'm supposed to really take you on a journey into social media marketing, so that you can see how you can use it to advance the skill of design that you have just learned. And that is beautiful. That is beautiful. It's wonderful that your design coach, Lawrence, thought of bringing in this part to the course, because I know I will always say it is one thing to learn a skill, and it's another thing to know how to sell it. Personally, I started from graphic designing, and I know how I struggled to get clients. It was not um, a very funny endeavor, honestly. It was not. And I know that a lot of persons still struggle with that. Matter of fact, not just graphic designers, people in other niches. You see that even people who maybe their skill is high ticket closing, some persons might still struggle with how to actually position themselves to attract the kind of attention that will bring the high ticket clients. And that's exactly what we want to talk about this evening. Okay, I'm going to try my best. I want to stay calm. I want to maintain this tempo. I'm just telling us so that we can remind me and bring me back to this tempo if I get too fast, because I have this habit of getting too fast when I get into what I'm teaching. Right. So I understand that we had my brother and friend Carlo Nestor with us. So I know he would have dished out a lot of value. Would have dished out a lot of value. I'm pretty excited for this course. I was even I'm pretty excited really, because the curriculum is not just what you would see from a conventional graphic design class. Of course, Lawrence knows his onion. He has done graphic design jobs for me, and on top of the graphic design lessons, we're having lessons on branding, we're having lessons on social media marketing. I just want us to appreciate um our coach and the host of tonight's session, and also appreciate the platform, because I am speaking in such a manner as I know how I struggled with things like this, starting and trying to find the headway. But what I'm about to share with us tonight, in as few words as possible and as calm as I can be, is something that I've applied over the past, let's say, 1 year and 6 months, because I've been in the online space for over 3.5 years. Oh boy, oh boy. Sorry, can you hear me, Lawrence? Can you hear me, Lawrence?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you very well.
Okay, okay. No, I saw a comment from someone saying they cannot hear me. So you can check your network if you cannot hear me, right? So I've been in the online space for close to 4 years now, and but I fully transitioned into social media marketing, I think a year and 6, 7 months ago. And since then, it has been really interesting for me. I mean, just today I stepped out to get my new laptop, something I'm using now, and I was just reflecting, on how I have been able to come all the way from the little um, insecure, financially destabilized young man that I was in 2019 to where I am now, which is not where I'm going to anyways, but it's much better than where I used to be. And I can't but attribute most of my success, if not everything, to my Instagram profile. Yes. And over time, I have found a way to transfer that same strategy onto different social media platforms. So what I want to do tonight is to help you choose a platform that works for you, and then help you get a template to optimize that platform, and then also help you get an idea of what you should be doing with respect to content and sales marketing strategies. Right. So this is what I want us to do tonight. So let's just keep all of this at the back of our mind, right? Now, the very first thing you want to consider, okay, when you want to talk about social media marketing at all, is your target audience. It's your target audience. Of course, I'm making that the very first thing because I am sure that most of us who have gone through this course, we're looking at how to monetize the skill of design. If not, the first thing would have been what you have to offer. I would always call it product or service acquisition. Okay, you need to have something to offer. I don't know if it's possible for me to share a slide. I would have loved to share a slide with you guys. I think last week I was at Gregory University in Abia State, and we're talking to them about marketing in today's economy also, and how these things work. And you need to have something, you need to have value in order for people to respond to you. I told them at Gregory University that there was no reason for the school to sponsor my travel. I mean, Abakaliki, I'm in a Bonny state, right? So the school paid for the travel, for the hotel, for everything. That there was simply no reason for the school to do all of this because, of course, I didn't have any personal relationship with them, but I had a value. Okay, I had a value token that they were interested in. And that is the same thing when you come to social media marketing. You see, social media is funny because it wasn't originally created for sales and business, even though Mark Zuckerberg and the rest of the guys are taking advantage of all of the business happening now with ads and all that. But I was telling one of my students, I think last week, that the originators, the original founders of marketing on social media platforms is not Mark Zuckerberg, it's not the owners of the platform, it's the users of the platform. So when creators and when creatives started, making business moves, selling offers and doing all of those stuff on the platform, the owners saw that okay, this is a niche we can explore. And so they entered into it and brought out what we call Facebook advertising, Google advertising, different forms of advertising. You can even advertise on Quora, Pinterest. And then creators began to leverage those platforms to reach more people. But what is being exchanged in every of the scenario is value. If you can still hear me, just go to the live chat and type value with a fire emoji, because I want us to understand something, that what you have just done in the graphic design academy is something that can set you up for life if you use it properly. It's something that can set you up for life. So now you have a skill. You're a graphic designer. Beautiful. Some of us may have other complementary skills. Wonderful. Okay. Now you have things that people need. That is your value token. That is your value token. Very, very important. Now, after we have established this, okay, what do I have? What do I want to put out there? What do I carry that people need? I'm seeing the value. Thank you so much, guys. I love an interactive session. The next thing for you to decide is who your target audience is. Now, the mistake I see a lot of upcoming graphic designers make when they come into the design industry is that they become everywhere. As a graphic designer, you want to do everything, you want to serve everybody. It is not possible. Okay, I preach a gospel. Okay, don't get me wrong, I preach a gospel of trying out things, especially when you get into a new skill and finding out what works for you. And this is beautiful. But as someone who is looking to take advantage of the social media marketing arena, there is something we call communication language. And your communication language is highly dependent on who your target audience is. What do I mean? The way I speak to um let's say my friends in my room is not the same way I will speak with a client I'm having a meeting with at maybe a professionally agreed venue. It's not the same. So when you have an idea of who your target audience is, you begin to understand how you can speak to these people with your social media marketing campaign, right? Recently, I started teaching so much on the psychology of marketing, and this is simple. People respond to communication triggers. There are things you say that will get people interested in what you do. It can be as little as one word. It can be as little as one word. Okay, so you have to be very intentional about who your target audience is so that you can know how to communicate with them. The beautiful thing is that as someone who is just starting up online, or maybe you have been putting that stuff online, but you want to know how you can really, get more people to pay attention to what you have to offer. You don't need to actually settle or niche down so much if you're afraid of it. What you need to do is this: you need to have a an 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 umbrella of persons you want to pay attention to, right? Now, ask yourself, who am I going to be serving the most with what I'm doing? Okay, service providers or business owners. So we see now that we are beginning to draw a line. If you're working with service providers, let's say like coaches, marketers, and other persons, that means you will most likely be doing, let's say, social media flyers, landing page designs and all that. And if you're working with business owners, you most likely be working on, let's say, logos, publicity designs, and all that. Now, what this does for you is this, right? This does not mean that if someone comes from another aspect, you cannot work for this person. Of course, you can, but this will give you a clarity of communication such that when I used to do this stuff when I started. When I post a content, I'll be struggling to write and flow. I can write. I sent one of the broadcast messages I sent out to a bunch of leads. I shared it with my brother and friend Carlo Nestor this evening, and he was just laughing because it is crazy. Matter of fact, one of the leads responded, "Wow." I was like, "I know I have gotten this one." As like she's just making payment now as I'm here. So writing matters. But then one of the issues I had was that whenever I was writing, I would be like, "Okay, are you a?" And then I now begin to have issues. You will see, are you a business owner, a designer, or a coach? Or it's plenty. It's not articulating. I don't know if you understand. You need to have someone you're speaking to, because the experiences of a business owner is different from the experiences of a graphic designer. It's different from the experiences of a copywriter. It's different from the experiences of an online coach. They have different experiences. They have different things they want to show. They have different needs that you have the value to satisfy as a graphic designer yourself. So what choosing an audience area will do for you, okay, right? If you don't want to niche down so much, I have said just decide. Okay, I've just given you two plain options to start with: business owners or service providers. That is if you're afraid of niching down so much. Now, when you go into the niche and you begin to create contents around this, we'll talk about content creation much later, and you begin to grow, you can now decide if you want to niche down more and stay at a particular level. Now, I have this student, one of my my longest lasting students, that I'm of course very proud of. Smart Creatives. Some of us might actually know him. We've been working together since I think 2020, and you needed to see where we started from. Okay, he was just a general graphic designer. I was also not so refined because 2020 was just like 1 year of my being online. So we were just randomly trying to get people to pay attention to what we had to offer. We did not understand that there was a science to this thing, not just about making noise. So he was a graphic designer. I use he was. Even myself, when I refer to myself, I say I used to be a graphic designer. And over time he kept evolving until currently what he's strictly working on is visual identity design, right? So if you're not talking about logos and brand development in visual form, you are not talking about smart creatives. If he gets a flyer design jobs, he will send it to me and I will send it to someone else who does flyer design uh, among my students, right? So you can grow to that level where you are so niched down that you have one particular area. But from the beginning, if you're afraid that okay, this is something that might actually rob you of a lot of clients, because the truth is, when you decide to go down that much, you will actually cut off some clients. But you have what we call spread value, such that people get to know you for this particular thing and know that you are very good, and then automatically they think that you are very good at everything else. So as I am now, I still get a lot of design jobs. Although most times I just take them, give to some of my students, pay them, collect tithe, and everybody is happy, right? But I'm a full-fledged marketer. That's what I'm going for. I just finished a course, I think last month, what about 47K. That is what I'm going for. I know I focus, but because I've been able to grow my influence so much in that one area, people begin to associate value in some other areas as long as it concerns the digital space to me. So that is what that can do for you. But I've said, as you're starting, okay, we can say business owners or service providers, and then as you go, you can now begin to niche down and to get more clarity, because clarity comes with experience and the journey. I do not believe that you have to be clear before you start. I believe that you start and you get clarity on the way, because I am a product of that same system, right? Now, when you have decided who you want to serve within this divide, remember I said it does not mean you cannot get jobs from the other persons. What it means is that most of your communication language on social media is going to be tailored to the side you have decided to fall on, right? Okay, Chimesi Emmanuel, I see you. I've not been seeing you from the beginning, but I just saw your message and I think you want to burn down every other person's value with fire. It's all right, please, let's not burn Lawrence's YouTube channel. Now, moving on, okay, you have what you offer, we have who you are targeting. The next thing is your profile optimization, right? Now, your your profile online shows a personality, and just as you meet a stranger offline and you begin to assess certain features before you can decide if you want to stay closer to this person or not, that's the same way people assess your profile on social media before before they begin to decide if you're somebody they want to work with, if you're somebody they want to follow, if you're somebody they want to engage with. People criticize your profile. Sometimes it happens in a split second, but it is real. It is real. It is very, very real. Let me take 2 steps back. I'll still come back to profile organization, but I want us to know, what should you know when you're deciding on the platform to use. My base platform is Instagram. I've been on Instagram since time immemorial. I think my Instagram has gotten more money for me than every other source of income combined. Okay, of course, apart from let's say physical referrals, because people referring other people comes with a level of trust that makes the deal very easy. Now, 2 things you must consider before you choose a platform. If you have a platform already, you should go back and pass your platform through these 2 tests. And if it does not qualify, you need to change your platform to a platform that qualifies. The first thing is, where is my target audience? Where is my target audience? This is very important, because I see a lot of people doing a lot of things and they are doing really well, but they cannot seem to get the same level of attention that some other persons are getting. right? It's just like I was chatting with one of my bosses, I think 2 weeks ago, and he was asking me, David, why are you still in Abakaliki? I told him, I've not made a decision yet. I'm still working with God on that decision to know where I will settle. Because I just came out of school. He said, why are you still in Abakaliki? Somebody has told me, after immediately you finish your clearance, go to Lagos. Somebody has said, why not Abuja? Why not Port Harcourt? Okay, now I want us to really liken our social media accounts to a physical scenario. That's why I'm painting this picture for us. What is the difference between someone in Abakaliki and someone in Lagos? Is the terrain. Is the terrain. Someone in Lagos appreciates the value I carry much more than someone in Abakaliki can. It's true. The level of enlightenment is not the same. It's not the same. And so when you want to choose your social media platforms, you must also put all of these things into consideration. That's why you have to start from what you have to offer, who your target audience is, and now you can now decide where your target audience spends much of their time. This is important. Instagram is where there are a lot of big brands on Instagram, and Instagram is a very visual platform. I will still come to the reason why I think Instagram is the best fit for you as a graphic designer. Let me just tell you up front. But just know this: you have to be where your target audience is. And then the second thing is you have to be on a platform that fits your skill or your product. I normally give an example with this. If you're into fashion designing, your products will most likely sell off faster on Instagram than on Twitter. Things trend more on Twitter than Instagram, but for that industry, okay, Twitter is mostly favorable of text, and your industry demands a lot of videos and pictures, and Instagram favors these content formats. So when you begin to understand certain things like this, you know how to move. So when you get Instagram, you get Pinterest. I'll be calling some very strange platforms to us recently because, like I told us, sorry, I'll be calling some very strange platforms for us moving on because, like I told us recently, I just finished a really powerful social media marketing course that blew my mind. I literally had to go on a retreat in the month of June to just stay and devour that course. And it's crazy. Okay, there are so many social media platforms out there apart from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter that we all know. People are getting $1 million jobs on Quora. Yes, Quora. But you just have to know how to navigate these platforms. Now, last week, Mark Zuckerberg launched Threads. If you're not on Thread already, you are dull. It's not about catching up on trends or trying to do what everybody else is doing. Thread is a relatively new platform, and Mark Zuckerberg is pulling all of his resources from Facebook and Instagram to make sure that Threads becomes established. What does this mean? This means that your content, as you keep contributing to Thread as a new platform, will get a lot of reach and a lot of attention this initial period. So you should take advantage of it. You should grow with it, grow an audience. As an online creative, one of the best things that can happen to you is having a responsive audience. I have seen it work wonders for me. Right? I sat in my house one day. I needed about 6,000 naira for something. I think that was about 2 years ago. I think early last year. I needed about 6,000 naira, and I told my friend I will get this money in less than 24 hours. It was like I had some cash, but I don't want to use what I had for what I wanted to do. So I just put an offer on my status. I think by the end of the day, I was even the person that said, slot have closed, slot have closed, nobody should come again. I had much more than what I wanted. And that was when that particular friend came to me. I was like, please, I want to learn. Because there is power in having a responsive audience. Okay. I was telling us about platforms before I got here. I told us when I really start talking about social media marketing, I have this tendency to get excited and then to just fly. The platform will sponsor your skill or it will inhibit it. So you have to be very careful of what platform you choose. As a graphic designer, the key there is in the graphics. I highly suggest that you make Instagram your base platform. I highly suggest it because I have seen it work wonders for so many graphic designers, including myself. My first international gig online, I was working for somebody in the US. It was just $10, but I was so happy. It was designs. Moving on from there, okay, I got a social media marketing gig that I was paying about 54,000 naira. It was design. My next social media marketing gig would pay about 86,000 naira per month. Per month, it was content design. I was just doing mostly content writing and design. So if you can present your content and your ideas brilliantly on Instagram, it will be more appreciated than what you would be able to achieve on, let's say, Twitter or even Facebook. Facebook is beautiful, but I think Facebook has the issue of where your target audience is. I don't think you have a lot of audience looking for you as a graphic designer on Facebook. Of course, don't get me wrong. There are people who will patronize you from Facebook. It is beautiful to build a responsive audience on Facebook. It is beautiful. But the platform, I feel you can get a lot of access, not just to people who will buy courses from you, because we have this common mental fallacy in Nigeria now that graphic designers only sell graphic design courses, and that is wrong. Personally, personally, I had to stop selling courses for a while because I wanted to get it right. You have a digital skill, and it is called a digital skill because it's supposed to help businesses in the digital world, not because you are a digital skill teacher. There's a difference. So, in as much as you teach, you should also be working for businesses, for companies, for corporate firms. That is where the money is. That is where the money is. Okay, if you sell a course 5,000 naira, it takes 10 people to make 50,000 naira, and it takes 20 people to make I think 100,000 naira now. If you get one good company job, lucky for you, it's maybe an international client, you can get at least 200 to 300K per job, right? It is crazy. Remember, I said per job, not per design. Okay, it is really interesting. So you have to position yourself not just to sell your knowledge, but to sell your skill to the people who need it in the digital market. That is how you grow. So I've said two things should influence your decision of your platform. Okay, the skill you have and the audience you are targeting. These two persons should influence where you choose. There is Instagram, there is Facebook, there is Twitter, there is YouTube. As a graphic designer, I think YouTube is great, but YouTube is not for building your brand. YouTube is for building an audience. Okay, so let's say I have this friend, African Jig. I don't know, some of us might know him. He's from Ghana, and he's a Canva design expert on Instagram. I've known him since 2019. Very very cool guy. And what he did was he grew his Instagram account, grew it so fast, so fast. It's crazy. I mean, we were growing together, and all of a sudden I had to attend to school, and I just got cut off. When I came back, I was so proud of him, guy. He was at, I think, around 89,000 followers. And I think at the moment he's over 100,000. And after growing his Instagram to that level, he started using his Instagram to direct traffic to his YouTube. You get the gist now. So what I always advise is prioritize quality over quantity. As you're starting now, just choose one or two platforms. In fact, I advise two platforms, one open-ended platform and one closed-ended platform. The most popular closed-ended platform in the world is WhatsApp. Why is it closed-ended? Because I need your number and you need mine enough for us to communicate. Open-ended platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and the rest, we don't even need to have our contacts. You just need to mistakenly bump into me on the platform because it's an open-ended platform. Anybody can find anybody, right? And then you can, send me a message, interact with my stuff. So my advice would be set up a base on Instagram as an open-ended platform, and then set up a base on WhatsApp as a closed-ended platform. Be intentional about your WhatsApp audience. Grow your audience. I know what my WhatsApp has done for me. I've made so much money from my WhatsApp guy, and when I think that, okay, I'm getting money, and I see people like I think Isaiah Ibigbemi, who can just stay and even make millions each month just from renting their WhatsApp status, because over time they've paid attention and they've grown that audience. So pay attention to your WhatsApp as a graphic designer. Share value. Okay, I'll still talk about what value is, because value is relative, not absolute. Okay, you did not get me. I want us to write that down now. Just write it and send it in the comments. Value is relative, not absolute. I will explain what I mean by that as we progress. Just write it down, send it in the comments. If you have your jotter, which you should, Write it down. Value is relative, not absolute. Very relative. Now, moving on from how you should choose your platform, I've already given us the platform recommendation. I think it should be best for us. And then as you keep growing, you can now begin to integrate other platforms into your strategy, right? Now, profile optimization. Profile optimization. To optimize your profile, I think every profile on any social media platform across the world, every profile has two very important touch points that you have to take note of. The first is your profile picture. The second is your bio. Whenever I teach about these things, I advise people to run away from the temptation to think that these things are just there. They don't really matter. Ah, it matters a lot. The first time I got a high ticket client from Germany who paid close to 500,000. I will always share this story with everyone anywhere I teach to show the value of these things. He just reached out to me, and we started working. And before I knew what was happening, we talked about it. I did not even believe that I was going to get the money until I saw the alert. Gang. When I saw the alert, it was crazy. I was like, Jesus. So I was that was the alert that was the changing phase for me. That was like the transition to fully say that, oh, okay. That day I was very happy. I was no longer a small boy. If I see you on the road, I will greet you. I don't even remember if I had issues with anybody. It was crazy. And then after a while working with this guy, I sent him a message and I was like, okay, um, what made you come to me? I mean, you're there in Germany. I'm here in Nigeria. You don't know me. I don't know you. You could have literally transferred the money and I would snub you. Of course, we have a failed security system, so nobody will find me. And he said something. He said, I looked at your profile and I felt that you were someone who knew what he was doing. And this statement just glued to my mind ever since. And I have been so intentional about profile optimization. So intentional. So intentional. I told us earlier that your profile optimization is what shows your personality to the world out there. So when we come to your page, even most times, when people visit your page, you are offline. They just visit and then they scan through and they just see stuff and they make a quick judgment of who they think you are. It may not be who you are, but from that whole information, they make a quick judgment of who they think you are, and they either decide to stay or to leave. You see that profile automation becomes very important to grow an account or to earn from the same. Very important. The first thing, you should keep in mind is your profile picture. Please, you have no business putting your pastor or apostle on your profile picture as a person who is serious about business online. Don't get me wrong. I am an ardent lover of God myself. Like this, I call myself a Jesus freak. It is. If you're not a believer around me, you will not breathe. I will choke you. You will not breathe because I love God so much. But it does not mean that my business should suffer because I want to show allegiance to a certain figure. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Your profile picture is not meant for your pastor, it's not meant for an apostle, it's not meant for any meme, it's not meant for a funny picture, it's not meant for any food for thought. No, that is not it. Your profile picture as someone who is up for business online, if you are a personal brand, it is meant for your personal portrait photo. Get a good photo, preferably one you're smiling on a good outfit. You must not go to the studio. You can just go to church one very beautiful day and decide that today after church I must get a good profile picture. Today after church I must get the good profile picture. If you want to go to a studio and you can afford it, fine. I remember 2020 when I started becoming serious, I had to book a studio session with a photographer, and I had to pay for I think about 7 pictures, different pictures. I just went, nothing was happening, dressed up, went to the studio, took different pictures, you know, put them up across my social media platforms. That was before I started getting a lot of good gigs. These things matter. These things matter. It's just like you're walking on the street and you see someone who is dressed tattered and maybe exhibiting a fashion style that you do not like. Automatically, you become repulsive to that person. That's how your social media platform is. I was on a live call with Apostle of Design, Danny Amara, on Instagram one time, and he mentioned something that really made me excited about the whole social media marketing thing, because he's a good friend. Sometimes he just comes around and we have all night brainstorming sessions. Now, he said something. He said social media is like a friend circle, and in order for you to be the friend that is liked, you have to have a personality that is likable. Get me? Social media is like a friend circle, and in order for you to be the friend that is liked, you have to have a personality that is likable. I'm hoping that at the end of tonight's class, I would have reformed some of our thinking as it concerns social media marketing. These things are not rocket science. These things are human psychology. So get a good profile picture. Put, if you want to grow your corporate brand, get a very good presentation of your logo and put on your profile picture. Let people look at it and see the value up front. My advice, however, in this area is this, because personally I grew my brand, my corporate brand first before somebody is saying Jesus freak. Nice one. Personally, I grew my corporate brand first before I grew my personal brand. And I had to struggle a lot to build my personal brand because my corporate brand was covering it. As a matter of fact, one time we went for a conference in Benin, and while they were doing introductions, it was an in-house conference. While introductions were going on, I stood up and I said that I am Eze David, because apparently I think almost everybody that came for the conference knew the influence of one another. So I stood up and I said, I am Eze David. And everybody was murmuring like, who is Eze David? This one happened, that one happened. You know, if my brother and friend Carlo Nestor stood up and said, okay, that this is Dub Arts Media. Everyone was like, oh, Dub Arts, Dub Arts. I was like, interesting. So I would advise that you start by building a personal brand. This is why you can easily transfer influence from your personal brand to a corporate brand and still regain the trust. But it is difficult to transfer influence from a corporate brand to a personal brand and still have that trust. In a personal brand, people have come to trust you as a person. And any other business you trust, any other business you open, sorry, they can trust it because you are the person behind it. In a corporate brand, people have come to trust the business. Another business opened by the same person may not be trusted because it is the business that has the trust, not the person that has the business. I want us to understand these things because these things are crucial. This is like the foundation. These things are very, very crucial. This is like the foundation we are talking about now. If you understand this foundation, I tell you the truth and I lie not, nothing can stop you. I got my first client on Instagram with less than 400 followers. Less than 400. By the time I got to 1,500 followers, I'd already worked with multiple clients in Miami, Florida, in India. I have a contact in India that I still work with till today. Matter of fact, I landed a brand influencer deal with a design company in India while I was still at about 3,000 something followers. So you have to understand that I was telling my friends that creatives have to run away from chasing clouds. Don't chase. The numbers are beautiful, but allow them to come by themselves. Chase value. Chase proper positioning. You will attract clients. I said social media is a friend circle, and for you to be the friend that is liked, you have to have a likable personality. I saw Chimesi Emmanuel asking, social media is a friend circle. To be the friend that is liked, you have to have a likable personality, right? So once you do this with your profile picture, okay, either a personal or a corporate brand, of course, I've advised that it's better to start with a personal brand. The next thing is your bio. You have to optimize your bio. Your bio has to scream so much value that people cannot just come to your page wherever you decide to set up and just pass. Now I have a four-point structure that I have been able to develop for bios, and it has worked both for me and my clients over the past year. And this structure is simple: who you are, what you do, what your platform offers, and a call to action. Very simple. Who you are, what you do, what your platform offers, and a call to action. Who you are, what you do, what your platform offers, and a call to action. I know why I'm repeating it. I want it to pierce and enter into our minds. And I do hope that we are writing. Now, who you are is simply you writing your name and what you do. Now, the what you do that is part of this line is different from the what you do that comes in the second line, because remember I said who you are, what you do, what your platform offers, and a call to action. So, for example, let us build it together, okay? Just write this with me. The first line for me will be Eze David, and I will put a hyphen and say graphic designer. That is my first line. Okay, let's say I'm optimizing my Instagram bio. I've already put my profile picture, right? And then I want to put my bio in. Quickly, if you're watching this and you can maybe split screen or whatnot, you can go to my Instagram page at the Eze David and actually take a look. But if you cannot, just write down the Instagram page at the Eze David, THE full stop Eze David, right? You will enjoy my content. Trust me. I have something huge I want to also drop tomorrow on the platform, so you can do well to follow. Very much not compulsory, but yeah. Moving on. After saying okay, Eze David, graphic designer, the next line is what I do, right? Now I'm going to take graphic designer and I'm going to demystify it in the next line so that my audience will not have any doubt of what it is that I can bring to the table, right? So I'm going to say I help increase business sales with attractive visuals. So you see why I was saying that you should already have an audience you are talking to earlier. So now I know that I'm talking to business owners. See, I help increase business sales with attractive visuals. That is what I bring to the table as a graphic designer. I can increase your sales with very good designs that can make people look at what you do. Now, the next line is what your platform offers. Okay, we have seen who you are, we have seen what you do. What can your platform give to us? It's simple. It's simple. You have to just say, pick out a striking point that reconciles what you do as a creative with what you do on your page. So I can say daily design tips for business owners. So you know that when you come to my page every day as a business owner, you get new design tips. Or I can say weekly design tips for business owners. Or I can say new tips for business owners every week. Just something that shows people the value that they will get from being on your page. That's what make people follow you or to like you or to keep engaging or to even send you a DM. And the next thing is your call to action. Your call to action is highly dependent on your conversion metric per time. Hey, God, I beg. Now, whenever I teach social media marketing, I try to, because I've learned marketing so much that if you want to talk about marketing terminologies, I have so much. But if you observe from the beginning, I've actually tried to keep all of the terminologies aside. I just saw a new name, Blessing Iyano Lua. Blessing, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for getting the quote. Now, I've tried to keep all of um the jargons aside because I want us to communicate in plain language. But what I mean when I say that your call to action, okay, is dependent on your conversion or your conversion metric per time is this. If for a period of time your focus is on growing your follower account, then your call to action can be um drop a follow for more value. If for a particular period of time your conversion target is to get people sending you DMs, you can say send a DM to talk more. If for a particular period of time you want to get more emails, you can say send an email for business. So your call to action is simply you are calling out whoever is on your profile to take a certain action that you are looking to convert for during that particular period. Okay, so you have to actually keep this in mind. If we follow the bio I have built now, we have Eze David, graphic designer. I help businesses increase. I help increase business sales with attractive visuals, weekly design tips for business owners, and then send a DM to talk more. You see that this has this structure already has built a picture in the mind of my audience. You cannot, I see some people. Oh God, you are not an influencer yet. You don't have a good audience yet. What is giving you the mind to think that your profile can be lover of God? It doesn't work that way. On my Facebook, on my profile, I have social media marketer, content creator, lover of God. Yes, I can do that on my Facebook because I've been on Facebook since 2015. I have an audience. It's my connecting platform. On Instagram, I catch cruise on my contents, yes, but it is business cruise. So I have to put the value up front so that people can see what I do and appreciate it. And one thing I always advise every class I teach is do not have a local standard, have a global standard. I know you are in Nigeria or you are in one city, but please look at the global world. It has made it social media and the internet has made it very easy for us to look at the global standard and begin to tailor ourselves to get to it. That's why I'm still taking marketing courses, and I will still be taking marketing courses because I am trying to build a portfolio that is irresistible in the international community. And so far it's working for me. I sent my bio out to one of my boss's prominence promise, who I'll be teaching in his conference. I think that's coming on later in the month of August. And he was like, wow, you know, people, whoever I send my bio to is concerned with the fact that I have more international clients than I have Nigerian clients. And I used to say I don't even know how I attract international clients than Nigerian clients, but now I know how. I know why. I'm chasing an international standard. I cannot lead a small brand. The same should go for you on social media. You are just starting, it's fine, but don't give us the vibe of a local champion. It is better for me to be an amateur at the international stage than for me to be a champion at the local stage. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Sorry, forgive me. I am diving into mindset teaching because I love a reformed mindset. The Bible says, "Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind." So let's just not go there. Just know that you should be aiming for a global standard on your social media optimization, your content quality, everything you're putting out there. How does it compare with people doing the same thing with you around the world? That is how you get the premium clients that will give you payments that will vibrate your account. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Okay, now that we have looked at we've actually talked about a lot tonight. We've talked about what your skill is, the value you have. We've talked about who your target audience is. We've talked about how to choose a base platform. We've talked about profile optimization. Now I want us to talk about one last thing, and then we will call it a night. I want us to talk about content strategy. I told us before to write something down. Value is relative, not absolute. And there's a reason. It's a reason. I'm going to get there. Now, for content strategy, people say content is king, right? People say content is king. And it is true. But why is content king? Content is king because content is the only way for you to share the value you carry on social media. In fact, on any media. When you come to the digital marketing arena, there are three major medias you can use to sell. The first one is social media, the second one is email, and the third is direct website sales. So the three major platforms. And all of these platforms need content. And your content will only be responded to when it is seen as value by your target audience. Get this, your content will only be responded to when it is seen as value by your target audience. Mm, mm, mm. If you're following and you've gotten down to this point, I want you to just drop a fire emoji. I want to be sure that I have people following. Please, everyone, drop a fire emoji. I tell people, not responding in classes is not a sign of maturity. It's just a sign that you will not implement what has been taught, or it will not work for you as it should. Because if you're getting the gist, you should be participating actively. Okay, so if you're here, just drop a fire emoji. I want to know that. I want to know that I am really being followed. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Favor. Let's just keep it coming. Now, the value has to make sense to your target audience in order for them to respond to it. Because content creation, like I've established, is the communication of value. That's why content is king. We cannot know anything about what you do if you don't tell us with your content. We cannot know anything about your person if you don't show us with your content. We cannot know anything about the value you carry if your content does not show it. But then, when I say value is relative and not absolute, what I mean is that what is value for John may not be value for Ekene, and what is value for Ekene may not be value for Joshua. What is value for Joshua may not be value for Cynthia, and what Cynthia loves so much as value may not be value for Princess. That's why I had to start from know your target audience, because when you know your target audience, you are able to communicate in a language that is value to them. Now let's make an example. I always like this example. Meat is a very good food. We love meat. It's a good source of protein. But there are some people in the world who have identified as vegans, right? They eat just vegetable, they don't eat meat. So you take a meat shop, as beautiful as meat is, I love meat too. I eat all forms of meat: suya, chicken, turkey, goat meat, cow meat. Please, if you're getting hungry, say a prayer for yourself. But imagine if you take that very wonderful meat and open a meat shop in a neighborhood that is vegan dominated, right? That has more vegans. You will not sell anything. Is the problem the meat? No, it's not the meat. The problem is that even though the meat is a form of value, it is not value to the people that are surrounding you. So if you take that same shop and put it in an environment that has meat lovers, you see that people will still patronize the meat. So as a graphic designer, now that you have defined your audience, you have to now begin to look at the specifics. What does my audience need? What are they looking for? What are the questions they are asking about around my niche? How can I answer these questions? What are the things that I can post on my handle that will get the attention of my audience? What can qualify as value to them? When you have this shift, then you begin to understand that content is beautiful. Content is beautiful. And content creation is not that difficult. I have a full course dedicated to content creation. It's not that difficult, really, really. You just have to know that everything is content. Every single thing. Get inspiration from every single place. Get inspiration. Everything is content. Something happened to me one time. I stepped out to play PES, and I was playing PES. I love playing PES, guy. Okay, and I was playing with a friend. I was in Manchester United, and I scored a goal with Paul Pogba, and it was so beautiful. And the way he was celebrating, that was far back 2020 when we still had IGTV on Instagram. Now Reels have replaced IGTV now. So the way he was celebrating, he was looking similar to something I saw on an IGTV. So I just took it and wrote down the idea, and I came to mind. When I went back home, I wrote how to score IGTV, and then I put Popoba on the front of the design, and I made a carousel with it. The aesthetics of the carousel was Popoba. Okay, he was at the background of the design and everything. And what I was teaching was how to actually create IGTV content to get attention. But the language I was communicating it in was like, okay, you know, if you want to score, I was using football analogy to drive the picture home, because I knew that my target audience as at then were creatives, and most creatives who are young people my age, especially the ones I've seen, are people who are also interested in football. So what I did was that I used football terms to explain how you can actually work with IGTV to make it work. And that was my, I think one of my first few contents to it over 100 likes on Instagram. And it got me leads. People came around, people were asking about, what it is that I have to offer, courtesy of that content. Everything is content. Everything is content. We have gotten to a point in content marketing where we are doing life marketing. Like, you take your lifestyle, the things that happen to you on a daily basis, you look at it. Are there moral lessons? Are there things you can pick up that your audience would most likely learn from around your skill? You share it. Okay. Now take this down. Very important information. I want to round up before 10:15. Your content, in order for you to have results, can come from three areas. Number one, your skill. Number two, your experiences. Number two, number three, your lifestyle. Your skill, your experiences, your lifestyle. Okay. These three areas have good results if you are sharing information about your skill. Okay, enlighten people. Okay, most times people don't even know your skill or how it helps them. So enlighten them. When you enlighten your audience, your audience is better positioned to pay you. Okay, share what is graphic design. What is graphic design? How can graphic design help a business owner? How can graphic design help a service provider? Okay, share from your experiences. Okay, you worked with a client at one point in time, you had certain experiences, share it. These things help to build your authority. You're working on the streets, you had an experience that is relatable to your skill and to your audience, share it. Okay, lifestyle, you visit a place, you bought a gadget, you do something, share it. This does not mean that you share your whole life. Please please what this simply means is that in this era, what sells is experiences, no longer generic content. You can still come and say 5 ways to do this and people will still like it and all, but when you say 5 ways I was able to do this, it hits differently. So you're sharing things from the window of your experiences, your lifestyle, and your own skill, and it gets a lot more attention. As a graphic designer, you should have a balanced blend of showing your work. This is like posting your designs on your handles, and also posting educative content like carousels, content like maybe reels that educate your audience. This brings me to content types. There are 4 types of content. You have educative, entertaining, inspirational, and persuasive. Educative, entertaining, inspirational, and persuasive. One is to educate, just like the name says. The other is to entertain. The other is to inspire, and the other is to persuade. Persuasive contents come mostly around sales period. This is like testimonials of other clients, frequently asked questions, just anything that would handle objections that your prospects or clients might have. You deal with it. Okay, educative content, teach what you know. That is what works. Educative content helps to build your authority, and your authority helps to attract people to you on social media. Entertaining content helps to build your personality, and your personality makes us like you. Recently on my reels, I started laughing a lot, and it got attention. People liked it because I was just showing a personality that is beautiful. Someone just told me, I like your smile. I said, okay, let us use that. I started smiling and laughing a lot on my reels. If you check my last 2 reels, it got crazy rich. One of my reels went viral, over how many thousand views. So find ways to integrate yourself, your experiences, and your lifestyle into your content, while you educate people, inspire people, entertain them, and then when it's time to make the sale, have enough evidence and facts to use for your persuasive content. Now, I believe I've been able to share a lot. Favor Favor Diogo just dropped a rema. Educative plus entertain equals to edutain. Okay, I like it. I like it. Now, I want us to keep this in mind. There are different content formats across different platforms. The content format available to you is dependent on the platforms you choose. On Instagram, you can post carousels, you can post single pictures, you can post reels, which is a form of videos, of course. On Facebook, you can post pictures, you can post videos, you can post only text. But on Instagram, you cannot post only text. So on each of these platforms, there are different content formats. On YouTube, of course, we know it's just videos and captions. Okay, on Threads, you see it's similar to Twitter. On Pinterest, it's mostly pictures and videos. So each platform have their content format, and each platform has the content format that the algorithm favors the most. For Instagram, at the moment, it is Reels. For Twitter and Thread, it is text-based content. When you write just text, it has more reach than when you add a picture or a video. For platforms like Pinterest, it has always been single designs. If you make a very good design post on Pinterest, use it to drive traffic to your other social media platforms. It works a lot. So you have to choose content formats that you're comfortable with. I tell people this: choose content formats that you're comfortable with. I never showed up on Reels for a while until I became it. I'm never the shy type. I am highly extroverted. I can connect with anybody in any meeting. Recently, we were in at Ebony Leaders Connect, and the former commissioner for business and commerce came. And while we we're just there, I just walked up to him, sat close to him, and started the conversation. We started talking, and I think at the moment we've confirmed him for one of the events we're hosting as a speaker, because he's a PhD holder in business structure. People were just looking and smiling. I am highly extroverted, but when it came to reels, I knew that there was a particular way I had to create my reels, and I was not really comfortable with that yet. So I had to calm down and I had to make it work. And then I started integrating reels into my content strategy. Okay, so work with content formats that you're comfortable with. I started with carousels. I stayed with carousels for a long time. And then when I see that, okay, there are certain content formats that are getting a lot of attention now, I have to actually, social media works with trends. I don't mean that you should go and follow useless trends that does not concern your business. I mean, look out for trends that can contribute to what you have to offer, and then follow these trends. Example, I just mentioned that Instagram gives a lot of visibility to reels. So I had to learn how to show up on camera and teach on my reels the way I'm supposed to. You must not even show up on camera these days. You can even make design, you can edit videos on Canva with the correct dimension and post. Very beautiful stuff. You can take your designs, download CapCut, put them together, put a background song, put an interesting transition, you have a reel. So this is crazy. All of these things, the possibilities are endless. I've made so much money from social media, guy. And if you look at what actually brought in those money for me, it is just these structures. These structures. You need to have a structure. You need to have a system that works for you, right? So I hope I've been able to really drive in something for us. I hope I've been able to really drive in something for us this night. I'm coming down because I don't want to forget everything. Of course, I cannot give you everything in this class. It's not even possible. Okay, but I want to touch certain areas which are very, very important, and I believe can help you grow in the future. Now, I want to talk about building a track record quickly in the next 2 minutes. A track record is simply a record of trust. Okay, when you go to my Instagram account, I have over 188 posts now, and believe you me, I have deleted about 100. I've deleted about 100 posts already. Or should I say I archived it. So if someone is going through my Instagram profile, they can see that over time I have been on the platform and I have been growing. So I have a track record. So it doesn't matter where you are now as you're starting. Just keep posting and keep growing. You are building your track record. At one point in time, somebody came to me, and the person had been in my space for the past 2 years before the person came to patronize me. And it was not a small money deal. The person even was even telling me that I've been watching you for the past 2 years and your growth has been interesting. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Who am I? So you have to build a track record. Most times it will seem as if nobody is looking. Somebody is looking. Somebody is watching. Just keep building, build intentionally. Do not expect to get certain level of attraction and attention just as you start. But stay focused. On any platform you choose, do not post less than 4 times in a week, saying that you are just starting and you need the attention. Do not post less than 4 times in a week. You can post once every day, you can post once in every 2 days. Okay, that's what I do now because of my schedule. I post once in every 2 days. I can no longer post every day. I think for the last 5 days, I've not even posted, but then I can afford to do that because my account is already booming. My account already has audience and attention and attraction. If you're just growing, you may not be able to afford to do that. So show up consistently, build a track record. Another form, another part of social media marketing that is really, really dangerous. I can help you so much is sales funnel building. If you understand sales funnel building, you can be able to, sell courses and sell digital products and make so much money from your skill. Okay, it can be as little as an ebook. The first digital product I sold was an ebook. I branded it, did everything, and I sold it at I think about $10 because I was not selling to Nigerian. I was not selling to Nigerians. Only a few Nigerians got that book. Put it about $10. Used it to grow my email list. I had about 383 new emails in my email list, courtesy of that stuff, because that was a system I built with a sales funnel structure. But what I'm teaching us tonight is social media marketing. It doesn't really cover the scope up until sales funnel. Okay, but I'm going to have to end here. I'm going to have to end here, and I want to do something for us. And as I will always say, it is 100% not compulsory. It is not compulsory. Most of us, the reason why we still deal on educational products is because there were mistakes we made when we started, and we know that we can actually help other people avoid these mistakes, and so we do it. We are called in the kingdom to be influencers, to influence other people towards positivity, right? So I'm just saying this because most times when I give my offers out, people tend to think that I am in need of money. That is not the case at all. Of course, there is no amount of money that you would give to me that would change whoever I am at the moment. But that does not mean I'm not chasing money. We love money. Somebody said, I think it was Bona Boy that said, Dangote, Dangote, Dangote still dey find money. So it's not like we are millionaires or nothing. But what I want to do for us tonight is born out of a sincere care. Okay. Now I have a social media marketing bootcamp, and it's currently hosted on State Court, where we have about 20 something countries buying from the marketplace. Okay, I make sales and I sell my product. And courtesy of, I think I mentioned earlier that I got a new gadget today, and courtesy of that, I don't know if Lawrence saw it on my status. I made a status this evening that from I think around 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. that I'm going to be giving access to people to my social media marketing course. It has 30 videos and over 200 minutes of raw value, in addition to showing you a structure for social media. I will also show you how to create a content calendar, how to build a content strategy around what I call a content matrix. And then we'll also look at how you can build an irresistible offer as a graphic designer, as a service provider on social media platforms, and then how you can build sales funnels. I took time to talk about sales funnels and how you can actually generate tons of leads for your business on social media in the social media marketing bootcamp. Now, the course is sold at 5,000 naira, but I have said on my status that for anybody who would get it from the period of 7:30, 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. today, will get it for 50% off. That is 2,500 naira. Okay, now what I just want us to do now is, if you're interested, okay, quickly after this class, please, Lawrence, if you can hear me, you can just share my contacts with them. You can send me a message, even if you're interested or not. You can send me a message. Let's just connect and talk and see how we can build value together. But if you're interested, once you get the contacts, just send SMM to my DM. SMM to my DM. I will send you the details, and you can get it at 2,500 naira instead of 5,000 naira, and it ends by 12 a.m. So by 12 a.m. today, I'm going to be deleting that status. I'm going to be closing the sale, and whoever comes afterwards will not get it. Right? Okay. I think it was on Monday I got my payout from State Court from my sales last week. So, like I said, it's just something that came to mind to do, given that I got my laptops today, and I am big on community building. And somehow, as God will have it, I'm also teaching this class this night. So 2,500 naira instead of 5,000 naira, and get access to 30 plus videos, over 200 minutes of value on social media marketing, and all future updates. I keep adding videos. I think almost every 2 weeks to the course, and you have access to all of it. You have access to the social media marketing community I have. It's just like you're paying for the course at the original price. So do what you want with this information. Thank you so much, guys. I sincerely appreciate the honor, Lawrence. Thank you so much for having me. I hope I've been able to drive in key value, and I hope I've been able to help us to get a structure in mind for whatever it is we want to do with our social media platforms. I sincerely hope we will take advantage of the offer I've put on board. There is so much you can do with social media. I know the figures I've made, and I know anyone can do it with the right system, with the right structure, and with the right uh you know implementation strategy. Okay, so thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. I will be signing off at this point.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Wow, I'm blessed. Please, can we just drop comments at the search section? Can we drop comments? Can we show this man is something else? Seriously speaking, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Favor, calm down. Hey, this girl, you lost your new laptop now. Yes, so guys, please. Ever since I had a contact with um Sir Izzy David, my life have been a blessing. I follow him on Instagram daily on his content 247, on WhatsApp the same thing. And I think he's one of the persons that motivated me in doing what I'm doing now. I can say it with all boldness. He's one of the persons that motivated me in doing what I'm doing now. Okay. So it would be very, very nice for you guys to connect with him. Follow him on Instagram, his name. You can just type Izzy David and it will appear. You just him, only him. The man that is doing wonders on Instagram. He's one of the reasons. Okay, I wanted to say this while he was talking. He's one of the reasons why I opened an Instagram account. I think my Instagram account, I opened it, if I'm not mistaken. I think I opened my Instagram account earlier this year, and it was because of him. I attended one training where he spoke, and he was firing us to open an Instagram account. If it's not this year, it should be last year ending. He was telling us, make sure you open an Instagram account. And me, I was not so interested into it. I don't want to go into Instagram, like God knows. But after I listened to him, I decided to open an account. And man, I must say, I've not regretted it for once. In fact, after my Facebook account, my Instagram is one account I pay so much attention to than every other social media account I have, both Twitter and the trend that came out now. My Instagram, after my Facebook, my Instagram is the next account I put my all in all. In fact, I even today I have to turn my Instagram into my portfolio. Yeah, I know it sounds funny, but seriously, I turned my Instagram account into my portfolio. So anybody that chats me up and be like, guy, I want to see your design, I'll just send my Instagram link so they will see it. And nobody goes to my Instagram account without coming back and be like, okay, you have a nice design. I have work for you. Like, and it was because of him. So I advise you guys, please, everything he said there, even me, I wrote down stuff. If I show you my book, people will come and do this book from me. So I think our advice was, please, the offer is lasting to 12 o'clock. I saw it when I saw 2 5, I was like, God, my God, my God. So you guys, I don't know, you guys are so dull. All these offers, they know they waste time. You guys to rush it. It's just 2 5. Some of you already have 2 5, but you have planned to use it for data. In the name of Jesus, let that mentality die off. Or you want it and send to somebody, in the name of Jesus, let it die off. Use it and get knowledge. You need it. You need it for knowledge. Okay, you guys need it for knowledge. We just spent 1 hour 15 minutes and enough value have been dropped. So I'll be dropping his WhatsApp line in the group. You're free to connect with him. I believe he told you guys what to do to connect with him. So make sure you connect with him and make sure you get the course. If any of you miss this course today, hey, and you come and be saying, Sir Lawrence, Sir, I will tell you that my name is no more Lawrence. I will change my name for you guys. Okay. Meanwhile, please can we show some appreciation to him? I love it. I was active. I didn't miss anyone. In fact, funny enough, and it's going to sound funny, but funny enough, while he was teaching, I had to open my Instagram account. And I was, my God, I messed up my life. I had to log into my Instagram account. I was just going through. I even had to go through his own profile. I even had to go through his own profile. I was just everything was saying. I was just studying everything. I visited so. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Even I had to check my own and be like, what do I need to change in my profile? Let me know where I'm missing it. There's no time. This man will not talk, and you will not be blessed. You will not be blessed. So please, can we show some appreciation to him? Can we just say thank you, sir? Thank you, sir. Can we show? I'm waiting for you guys. Favor Diogo, where are they? Emmanuel, Gigi. Oh yeah, Ifan Ichuku. Drop it. Can you just show appreciation to him? Trust me, not everybody will do this. Not everybody will do this. Sacrifice his time for us tonight. So can we just appreciate him, please? That I think that is the little we can do. That is the little we can do. So let's share. Thank you, Favor. Please, it's easy, not X. Yeah, Favor, what is it? Take time, oh. Take time, Favor. Yeah, abundance. I'm seeing you, Emmanuel. I'm seeing you guys. I believe after this academy, after this training so far, I know some of you will come out and give me great testimonies. I know that I'm expecting it, like heavily. I'm expecting it. Okay, this one academy that will continue. It's not ending with you guys. It will continue, and this type of value will continue to drop. It will continue to drop. Okay. So as we normally do, guys, after this section, I want you to post on every social media platform you have, your Facebook, your Twitter, every content he dropped for us, drop it there. I want to see that. Make sure you tag him and tag me. I want you to drop him, follow him on Facebook, follow him on Instagram, follow him on every social media. In fact, I'll advise you all the coaches that have been teaching us for the past few days, Daniel Mara, Nestor Carlo, is a David, all of them, follow them both on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm serious. They will bless your life. They will change your mentality. They will. Like they drop values every single day. So make sure to follow them, okay? Don't miss out. Make sure to follow them, okay? No, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love the growth we are all receiving together. I love the growth we are all receiving together. Yeah, yeah. I love the growth we're all receiving together. Yeah. God bless you all. Meanwhile, if you have any question, well, there's no question. He broke everything down. Like he broke and broke and broken everything. You should not mind me. I'm very happy tonight because wow, wow, wow. As well. Okay, guys, we'll be calling it a night. I want us to go to our social media platforms. Let's share the grace. Abundance, I'm coming for you. Okay, so don't forget, please go to every social media platforms and share the content, the values you drop for us, and start work. If you know your social media handles, they are not rightly good, please go and do work, go and do something, go and do something, go and do something, and you will see change. Meanwhile, get that course at 25 now. Get it. I saw a testimony posted on status. A girl got that course. That was earlier this year, January, and she had just 400 followers on her Facebook page. But after she got the course and she went through it and started applying all the principles she got, the lady currently is having She's having over 10,000 followers currently on Facebook page. And you know, Facebook pays when you have more than 5,000 followers. I don't know if any of you knows that. Okay, so please do that and enjoy money. Yeah, you're welcome, Favor. You're welcome. God bless you. Okay, guys, we're going to call it a night. 25 is cheap, exactly. So I'm going to be dropping this number. You guys to do what you guys need to do. Okay. Good night, everyone. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. Good night.